So tell us, how long have you been, first off, when were you first introduced to the idea of cannabis, medicinal cannabis?
Well, the first time I really gave deep thought to it was probably about 4 years ago, after exhausting all traditional pharmacological suggestions. So I did a lot of research. I went out and got myself a medical card because I reside in California where it's legal medically. After I had my card, I even did like about 6 more months of research. And I would have to say my first couple of visits to dispensaries, it's not what I expected. When I asked people, or when they asked me what did I want, I really didn't know. And when I told them I was there for medicinal cannabis, they seemed somewhat surprised. So at that point, I just gave them information about my symptomology. Physical pain is where it started. And I would have to say at that point, that's all that was important to me, was having that pain relieved so I could get some rest. And just after a few months, what I noticed was a lot of my symptomatic post-traumatic stress disorder was relieved. I found myself in more social situations. I found myself in conversations that would have normally triggered me, weren't triggering me. And the only thing I could kind of put a finger on was the fact that I was getting more rest and I was more relaxed, that I was able to handle these situations in a more, what you would call, normal manner.
So prior to you getting the recommendation, what were you prescribed, or first off, let's just talk about what was the diagnosis, the symptoms you had, and then what were you being prescribed?
Okay.
Initially. Yeah, from the pharmaceutical end of things, yeah.
At first I was diagnosed with, I don't know what the code is in the VA, but post-traumatic stress disorder, also depression, also anxiety, which are sub-symptomology of post-traumatic stress disorder. I went through a battery of different medicines that were prescribed to me. The only name I could kind of remember of the last one was quintiapine fumarte, or Seroquel is another name on the market for it. About the only thing that particular medicine, quite similar to the others, was the only thing it did was make my anxiety and depression feel like it was in slow motion. This actually increased my anxiety. It was due to the fact that I didn't feel like I could protect myself. I felt zombie-like. I didn't seem to have any of the natural highs and lows that one might experience throughout the day. Because it is natural to have moments of great excitement and joy, and maybe there's times when someone should feel a little bit of sadness and grief over a particular incident or topic. I kind of felt like I was somewhere in the middle and numb. And that was the last medicine I tried before investigating medical cannabis.